Right. Hello all. Welcome to another episode in car series, episode 4 I think it is. Welcome to series 4, in car series 4. Yeah, I got the stuff yesterday, the headphones, waterproof leggings for the hiking. The headphones are fine, tested them out, it's just what I wanted. I bought them at Curry's, which you would remember if you saw episode 3. So I've just checked the car over, just oil, screen wash, coolant, tyres, brake fluid, clutch and brake fluid. It's the same reservoir in this car. It shares the same for the clutch and brake. It's the same reservoir for the hydraulic clutch. It's hydraulic brakes and it's got a hydraulic clutch actuator, and it shares the same clutch and brake fluid on the same reservoir. So I just checked that and make sure it's fine. So it's just a quick look over the engine bay, fan belt. Well, it's not really a fan belt, no, it's an auxiliary belt. That's what drives the alternator and the air conditioner, the AC compressor. To check the condition, just have a visual look at it. Just give it a check though, make sure there's nothing untoward, nothing lying in the bottom of the engine compartment bit. Fluids, make sure there's no drippage of fluids after you've driven off, because it's parked up overnight in a lock-up. So I'm going to get some petrol for her. BP garage, get some petrol. But the extortionate prices that they're charging at the moment for fuel, everywhere, like, you know. As Marble garage go, it's dear, petrol's dear. It's even dearer for diesel actually. The gap between the price of petrol and diesel's increased again. The thing with diesel is you get more miles per gallon. Genuinely, you get more miles per gallon than you do with a petrol. It's because the diesel engine's just kind of like, it's got more torque at the bottom end, so the engine revolutions are slower on the diesel genuinely, and it still gives you a lot of pulling power. But power and torque's different, but it gives you torque. So the engine's not going as fast. But with a petrol, the engine revs up more genuinely because it's got higher. The torque is at a higher RPM, and if the engine's running faster, it's going through it's burning more petrol because it's going through the cycles more on a reciprocating engine, piston engine. Anyway, today I'm going away along to Whitfield to have a look at the new houses at the bottom. I might have mentioned that in the other video, the previous one of the other ones. I just dreamt this series name up this morning actually. I just thought I didn't give the other ones names, so I just kind of said, come on, I'll just call it In Car Series episode 1 to. I'll just stick the In Car Series and the episode number. And if there's something big like yesterday's or the day before yesterday's, that would have been episode 2. I went up to the Angus transmitter mast in the middle of the night when it's pitch dark, to get the view of the lights, you know, the red lights, because I always wanted to do that. So that's on episode 2 of the In Car series. So I'm just coming down the Myrekirk Road onto the A90 Kingsway. The garage, get some petrol for it. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll show you the houses that I was on about, because in doing a project video, I've got footage of taking while the houses were being built, and I've got footage, you know, through various dates, like as they're progressing on with the build, and now they're finished. The build and the houses are now open, they're being occupied, so I'm going to go back there and get some footage of that now, so that I can have a video where it's showing you before, during and after kind of thing. So I'm en route to Whitfield, but I've got to stop off here at this BP garage to get some petrol, top it up. I always top the tank right up. It's, you know, it's better to top the fuel tank right to the top, because it saves you having to make multiple trips to the petrol station. Okay, you carry a bit more weight and fuel when you do that, but you get it at the price of the set. I mean, it could drop, it could go up, but it certainly saves you having to go to the station as often, which might save you a bit of time and fuel. Save you a bit of fuel as well, I suppose. So what I generally do is just run it till it's near, you know, at the bottom when it's in the red, and then I'll just fill it right to the top, to the maximum, and then I'll just do that all the time, so it's less trips to the station, less hassle, like. And then here now at the pumps, and then going for the E5 petrol. I don't put that E10 shite in it, because it's just it's better with it pinks. When I put that in this car, it pinks. It doesn't run as good. The mechanic told me it's better to use the E5 petrol. Right. So it looks like they're building EV stuff here as well for electric vehicle charge point at this BP garage on Kingsway, 892, just opposite Charleston Housing Scheme. Right, so I've got my fuel. You see the price certainly goes up a lot more than the amount of litres you put in, that's for sure. But of course I have to get a latte as well, just to offset the cost. So I mean, you could, there's ways you could save money, like, you know, but all the effort you do to save pennies, you just spend it on something like trivial, like, you know, a latte. You can go to different garages and save so much, just a tiny bit off per litre. Let's say this is a 55 litre tank in my car, so if you go to a garage it's maybe 5 pence cheaper a litre, so that's going to save you about what, £2.50 or something, isn't it? £2.50, but then you go and spend it on a latte, so you stress yourself out, you know, just for a wee bit of pennies per litre, and then you could blow it on something like, if you go to the maybe a corner store or a convenience store, you might pick up something you don't really, it's not really that important. If you miss it, you wouldn't miss it if you didn't buy it, like a bar of chocolate or something. Think about it, you get the same bar from another shop at half the price, but it's just the hassle of doing it, eh? Come on, traffic. This is quite a nippy car actually, this. It's a busy road when you're joining the traffic on the A90 at this time. I've got stuff to do later today, or tonight rather. I had stuff earlier to do today as well. So this is the only time that I've got, this window of time is all I've got free at the moment to do what I'm doing, which is to go away to Whitfield and get the footage. And it just happens to land in this bloody rush hour again. You know, between 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock is kind of Dundee rush hour. Well, actually maybe half back at 3 till about 6, because the schools come out and then you've got the works coming out. It's not too bad right this precise moment, but this car's quite nippy. It's a turbo, 1.8 TSI turbo, Skoda Octavia Mark 2.5. It's the EA888 Gen 2 engine, but the problem with this design engine is it doesn't like a lot of oil. It's a design flaw, piston rings. It's, from what I've researched or read about, it seems to, I mean, I know this car drinks oil, but it likes a lot of oil. But it's just one of these things, it's a nippy car, like. Fucking dread. I see when you see the sea of red lights up ahead, you know you're just going to be in traffic here. It's coming up for the Strathmartin roundabout in the Kingsway. Because I'm going straight along the Kingsway. Just a pity I couldn't show you the route. I haven't at this stage managed to figure out how we could do that, and they would need to have two cameras running simultaneously, recording at the same time, a forward and rear view. But the thing be doing it with two different cameras, I have to go all the hassle of syncing it up, and I've done that before on some videos, some of the midnight cruiser videos. I had to sync it all up, it took ages, it was a pain. You know, it was worth it in the end, like, but it was just the effort, you know, a lot of effort, because you've got to sync it up perfectly. But this is just easy there. I just put the phone there, press record, it's secured good enough where it is, and that's fine. But unfortunately, you're not getting much of the view. You're just hearing me blathering away to you, and letting you know about what's going on in Dundee, I suppose. That's the problem. We'll probably have to edit that out now. But what it was is the guy missed the one right to the end of the slip road there. Sort of, to come off on the slip road, you've got to sink with it. You've got to sort of come off with the traffic. You've got to sort of sync up with the speed and move in. But that was right alongside there, eh? I've got the right away because I'm on the carriageway and going straight on. But yeah, I came right to the end of the runway, slipway rather, and I couldn't move to the right because I've got traffic on the offside, and I couldn't brake because I've got traffic right behind, and I can't go faster because I've got traffic right in front. But the couple of cars behind let him through. But you get a flag, eh? You just see like, what the hell is he? Flipping heck, what's he doing? You know, and just sudden fright. But it's Strathmore Circle coming to nil. But the videos that I'm doing with the Whitfield scarring, sorry, the videos that I've done about the Whitfield scarring already are on the channel. I've done an article about it, nice mini article about it, and that's on the channel already. But this one's just about the new houses at the bottom. I'll show you that because when I get to Whitfield I'll back up and I'll get out and I'll show you. But I've got to take the footage from this video, copy it onto my files where I've got the previous footage of the buildings as it was being built, in the process of being built. Now morning, today is a really nice day. It's a nice blue sky today. And the sun is the way I remember it being back in the 80s and 90s. Now when I say that, what I mean is, it depends on if you believe it, or you might think it's far-fetched or what. I know what I've experienced and I know what I remember, and lately in the last few years I've noticed the sun has gone from the nice warm yellow glow that it used to be to a sort of sharper, whiter, hotter, nippier sun, and it's not as comfortable. It doesn't feel as good. It feels just not as good, colder. But although it's hot and nippier, it's got a kind of cold, emotional feeling about it. It's not the warm, yellow, glowing sun that I remember from the 80s and 90s. But some say it's global warming or changing, climate change. But the thing is, the sun has now. It changes it. Sometimes I get the golden sun again, the golden, warm, yellow sun again. Like today it isn't bad, but other times it's been really, that white it's not as good. It's just I don't feel as positive. I don't feel as good when it's the white sun. But when it's the yellow one, I feel more better, just more natural. Just feel more positive. It's been reported online actually. I can't say how true it is, but I could say this, that if you type it in online, you'll see stuff coming up about it, about others that claim to, others are claiming this as well. I've spoken to people directly, first hand, in person, people I know, that some of them have noticed changes, but there's very, very few that actually are on the same kind of wavelength as me when it comes to these kind of things. I mean, and I say these things because I just say what I experience. You type it in online, like the Mandela effect. You can type that in online, you'll get a load of stuff on that. Well, it's claimed to be, it's claimed by others. And I could certainly relate to some of it, but I've experienced my own first-hand ones. No, I haven't really. There's not many people I've spoken to first-hand about it, but I have spoken to people about it first-hand. So there are people out there that do remember things that resemble the Mandela effect. So I'm not the only one. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not the only one. And I could say that not by online, but I could say that first-hand because I've spoken to people in person that claim, that have told me that what they've experienced, that they're experiencing the same things, but not to the same sort of depth as me, like. But that's irrelevant as to the depth that we go to, because the point of the matter is they've experienced something, and that's the whole point. No matter how big or small it is, the point is it's been experienced, and that means there's something there. There's something about it. Something's going on. There is a point to it that exists. But the sun has definitely, for me, it's definitely changed. It's changes. It never used to. I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, and maybe in the early 2000s. I wasn't probably going about 2010. I started noticing the sun was kind of. I mean, there's always bizarre weather that started up from the late 90s, 1998. In fact, it was Wednesday, the 29th of July, 1998. It was a monsoon that day. I remember that day for a particular reason, but I won't go into that just now in this video. But I do remember that day, that monsoon, and that was kind of like probably the first time I ever saw weather behaving like that. Here in Dundee in Scotland. I've lived in Dundee all my life, and I've never saw it like that before. Until that was probably like the earliest the weather kind of went bizarre, but it wasn't quite to the same degree like there is now. Of course, in the recent years, the weather's gone completely haywire as far as I'm concerned. Certainly from 2016, 2017, big changes, huge changes. Huge changes, but when the run up to that, there's been kind of like build up. The change has been more subtle, if you know what I mean. And just at, by the way, and just at the crossroads here at the intersection on the Forfar Road. So to the right there is where I'm going. That's towards Finchley. You got the Morrison supermarket there. Left, if you turn left, that's going along Cleverhouse Road. If you go straight up this A90, you're going to go out of Dundee and towards Aberdeen. It's this big intersection with all the traffic lights. I remember years ago there used to be a circle here, but it's all changed now. I mean, before that it was single carriageway. I remember, it's when my dad had his Allegro, he had a 1500 Allegro Super, and I remember him driving up the Forfar Road, and when he overtook the cars, I remember him putting the foot down in the noise of the engine, you know. But he had to overtake pretty quick because it was single carriageway. He used to come back from Finchley. Granny and Granda stayed in Finchley. It was up that brae there, there was a car in front, well, cars sometimes were slower than he would overtake, but the foot didn't hear the engine, and it was coming up this loft, up the Forfar Road. But that car's still scrapped now. That was scrapped in October 1985. So Mark 1 Austin Allegro with the square steering wheel, or quartet steering wheel. Yeah, I think it was straight, honestly. I could go through Finchley, but the problem is I can't show you anything. So I'm just going to go straight on. I've already driven past some of the places. If I've got time, I could have showed you where I stayed. Since I was born, I was 5. I stayed at Whitfield, but that house is gone now. I could have showed you the area. It's right next door to Whitfield, but we moved there when my young brother got born in 1980. We moved to Venus-Hill, and that's where we still are. Ever since I've been in Venus-Hill, been in that house for 42 and a half years. So, first 5 years was in Finchley, But I used to come to Finchley, even though we moved in 1980 to Meadows, we used to come back to Finchley because my granny and granda stayed in Finchley. We used to come through nearly every day, like every evening after school. Dad used to drive us through, visit my granny and granda, go back home in the evening. So Finchley for certainly up to 1986. Granda died in 86. We didn't go to Finchley anymore. So certainly for the first 11 years of my life, Finchley is quite an integral part of it. And that's on the left now, and there's passing Durham. I know Durham, passing what's that park called again? I should know. It's not Fairfield, Linmarthen Park maybe. I should know that off the top of my head. So we're going down Parkera Road, and we're going to be going, just coming onto the, just turned onto the bottom bit of Parkera Road, and we're going to follow it right down where it meets the Longhorn Road. And on the right there's where it's just so frustrating because I can't show you, but it's where the old, used to be a William Low there, it's now an Iceland. We're coming, I head up, actually doing Woodwards, we're actually building something here where there used to be a hotel many decades ago, probably the 70s, I think they closed it down in the 80s, but this is now on the foot of Longhorn Road. I'm just trying to think if I could maybe get that camera up, pointing up higher, but I can't have it any higher than where it is because then I'll get into the line of vision of the windscreen, and certainly doing that, and then it would be illegal because you can't have anything obstructing your view no matter what, the windscreen's got to be. So I can't raise it up anymore there. I could only put it where I'd have a sat nav and a dash cam, but the dash cam's perfect, but the problem with that is I've got to sync it all up with this camera because the dash cam microphone's rubbish, absolutely rubbish, so it doesn't really take very much, and it's also like a different kind of aperture as well. It doesn't really, it's more for focusing on the road rather than sightseeing. So here I am at Longfield Drive. There's no point in me driving up and showing you it, so I'm going to park where the old Whitfield Labour Club is. That's now been converted into shops, and there's actually now a bar there as well. It used to be all one club, Whitfield Labour Club. But the original Whitfield shopping precinct is gone, it's demolished. I've done a video on that as well. That's on earlier on the channel. Footage of it being demolished. We've got a wee bit of footage of it before it was even damaged, demolished. So, just coming into the shops, which is now, well, the old Whitfield Labour Club, which is now shopping precinct. Actually opened up the Whitfield Tavern. It's never, there used to be the Lothian bar in the original shopping precinct in Whitfield, but that closed down decades ago. And then Whitfield never had a bar for a long time. Didn't have a bar, and now they've opened up this new one, this Whitfield Tavern, which is there. Right. That's it there, the tavern. This whole building used to be the Whitfield Labour Club, and it's sort of divided up into separate things. You've got a Chinese takeaway on the end there. That's the tavern now. That's the first time Whitfield's had a bar for ages. That chipper there, by the way, is delicious. That's the shop. That's kind of changed owners a few times. And to the right there, where that waste ground is where the original Whitfield Whitfield shopping precinct was. That was bulldozed in 2016, I think. 2016. But I've got video footage of it. And to the left there's where these houses are that were just been built recently. So I'm just going to get a view of that sort of scheme for my update video for the before, now and after. That's the plan. Unfortunately, it's a little bit windy today, but that's the way it's going to have to be. A lot of microphone noise. There used to be a school here. There used to be the Long Hall Primary School. That's what this housing scheme is built on. So it's obviously still waiting for tenants to move in this bit. And that's Thankyou housing scheme, and just looking at it now, that's the neighbouring housing scheme to the Whitfield housing scheme. It's Whitfield on the right, Thankyou on the left. It's October the 26th, 2022, and this is the status of the houses that are built here. And this is all Long Hall Road. This stretches all the way down to Berwick Drive, which is right to the back of Whitfield. Right, this is back in the car. I got some footage. Just arrange that. I'm going to actually go along to one of the Whitfield scarring. There are still some Whitfield scarring blocks surviving, but they've been refaced. They've all been refaced now. But that refacing programme was done during the 90s, early 90s, 2000s as well. So the original looking Whitfield scarring blocks are all gone. Well, the block's still there, but they've been refaced, but the I've got pictures that I taken back in 1991 of the original looking scarring blocks. That's on one of my articles, on my YouTube videos. So, but what I'll do is I'll show you what one of the blocks, or what the typical Whitfield crescent blocks look like, as they are today anyway. At least it still looks very much, it still resembles its original look, but they added, like, there used to be flat roofs, but they've added apexes to them, and they've refaced the front, but the overall look and layout is still the same. You'll still recognise it as a Whitfield housing, Whitfield scarring block. And also the crescents are all laid out in a hexagonal shape as well. The original Whitfield scarring block crescents, the way the buildings were laid out, they were in a hexagonal honeycomb shape, and they were all connected, they were all interconnected with lands, so you could basically walk from one part of Whitfield to the other without even leaving the blocks. You could just walk through all the lands because they're all connected up. And where it went over the road, there was bridges. I remember those as well. It went over Berwick Drive. There was 2 or 3 of them. There's at least 2 of them anyway. But they were taken down about 1991 actually as well. So I've left where the old Whitfield, I've just left the Labour Club shops now, what was the old Whitfield Labour Club, and then going to the Whitfield Crescent, which is a new complex that was being built within the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years, few years. It's not old. It's basically got surgery, shops, a library, boots. So it's right opposite the new school, London Primary School as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to park here at the Crescent, and I'm going to, because the scarring blocks here at Harrington Crescent, what used to, well, it's Harrington now, it used to be Dunbar, but when I say used to, I mean Mandela effect. I remember it being called Dunbar Crescent, but they switched them round now. It's like Dunbar's now Harrington and Harrington's now Dunbar, as far as I'm concerned, because I remember it being that way round, but it supposedly never happened. It's supposed to have always been that way, but it has in this timeline, but I remember it differently. When I say timelines, you'll know what I mean. If you Google up the Mandela effect, you'll have an idea what I'm referring to when I mention timelines and stuff. It will seem far-fetched, yes, if you're a skeptic, you'll think it's just false memory and whatnot, but I do know what I remember very well, so there's no way. And I've taken an interest in Whitfield for a long time. I never got that mixed up. I've got reasons to even remember it being the way it was as well. So, at the Crescent in Whitfield, the Crescent complex. So I'm going to nip in there for the toilet, then I'm going to nip over to the scarring blocks, which is nearby, and I'll show you what the scarring blocks look like. Now, this is the scarring block. There's only a handful left now. Whitfield was one of the biggest housing schemes in Europe, I believe. I heard. It was a big scheme, like, because it had 3 parts. That I had Lower Whitfield, I had Summerfield Avenue, which is down there. It's all changed. Lower Whitfield's, well, you wouldn't see that from here. And you've got the back of Whitfield, and the back of Whitfield was the biggest part, and that was made up of these scarring blocks. Although Summerfield had scarring blocks as well, that was slightly different to the design of the ones at the back of Whitfield. Lower Whitfield had some scarring blocks also, but the majority of the Lower Whitfield was the normal terrace blocks, and Summerfield as well had pretty much normal looking terrace blocks, whereas Whitfield, the back of Whitfield, it was all made up of the scarring block. So the scarring block, it was like a Swedish design. No, was it Swedish? I think it was Swedish, yeah, Swedish. It worked well in Sweden, but wasn't as successful here as it was in Sweden. That's some of the new houses that are built there as well. Summerfield Avenue's down there, and that's all, majority of the original, that's all gone. It's built with new houses. As I say, there's only really a handful of these scarring blocks surviving. So this is another new scheme that I've logged when it was being built, so I'm going to gather some footage of that as well. So you can see the scarring blocks in the background there. So this is like the honeycomb crescent. This is part of Harrington Crescent, well, sort of what used to be Harrington Crescent as far as I'm concerned. It's now Dunbar Crescent, but it gives you an idea as to what the scarring block looks like. And you get them longer than that, you get them 12 bays long as well. And this is what a typical Whitfield scarring block landering is designed like. It's one big long landering. The original ones had the window apertures at the bottom as well, and they were colour perspex. This housing scheme lies on the north edge corner of Dundee. Now the staircase here is a little bit different to most of them are kind of like external. I'll try and get footage of that for you. Whitfield scarring had the lower corridors as well, some of them. And that's the external staircase. Right, so that's that done. That little task done. It's time for me to get going because God, I really get going now. Still got stuff to do. I'm a bit behind actually. I spent a bit longer. I always do. So that's Whitfield covered. I've just got to get back. Back home. Just leaving the crescent, going up to that Lothian Road. The Lothian Road, by the way, that's quite a new thing as well. There never used to be a road here. It used to actually just be a path, and they made it a cycle path. That sunset up ahead is really beautiful. I just wish I could show you. The colours in the sky are really nice. So what's the quickest way back? Lothian Crescent. Whitfield Road. Yeah, the colours are quite. Well, I'm going to show you briefly the colours before I go into the main road. I need to go and take this camera off again, but it's okay. I thought I'd show you that. Quite pretty colours. Spectacular. Whitfield scarring though, it's, as I say, it's one of the, there isn't any other blocks in Dundee that are like that. There's maybe, there used to be maybe a handful, that's all, at Alexander Street. But they didn't look like that. They looked similar, but they weren't as big as that. They weren't classed as scarring, but they had landrings, but they were kind of external as well. But that was the only thing that came closest to them resembling the Whitfield scarring blocks. Other than that was it's unique to Dundee. In fact, it's unique to. There's not many places certainly no other places in Dundee that it's like that anyway. It's got blocks like that. I went through to Glasgow, I've been through there, and I've seen blocks that are similar as well with the corridors. I don't know if they're actually called scarring blocks or what, but this is a bit of a nightmare, this junction. It's turning right on the Drumgeeth Road from the bottom of Whitfield Drive at the tea time rush hour. I hate turning right. It's frustrating. It's harder to turn right, especially when you're driving a bus, because the 17 comes down there and turns right. It can be a bit of a pain. But I'd love to show you more. I'd like to show you where I used to stay as well, Cheviot Crescent. I was thinking about doing that tonight, but I looked at the time, it's just, I spent too long here already, so I can't do that tonight. I'll have to be done on another episode or something. Just don't have the time, I'm afraid. Just heading back home now, because I've got to do stuff. I've got to go back out again. I've got to go home, drop stuff off, do something again, and got other stuff to do as well. So I'm just going to go along this way. I'm going to go along the Happy Holly Road up there, but I'm just going this way instead. This way, because that get out of the way. Might be quicker actually going right along. I was going to go along the Kingsway, but the traffic could be a bit busy, so I'm going to go along Arbroath Road. So right at this moment I'm going up Douglas Road, just past the Orion there on the right. I'm going to be on across the Scott Fife Circle onto the Arbroath Road and then right along. It's just a car turning right into. I thought there was a tailback trap, it's just a car just turning right into Aston. It's costing me all that. Sometimes it could be really busy here as well. Traffic could be backed all the way up. It's just, not too bad. The colour of that sky though, wow. It's just incredible, the colour. It's like a peach kind of colour. Like I said before, the weather is just completely bizarre. Like, it's no how I remember it being before. Until like lately, it's been really bizarre. I've done loads of videos on that channel. I put quite a lot of Facebook posts up as well, but photographs, still photographs of bizarre stuff I've noticed in the clouds. It's a circle. This is a really busy circle. This it's a really nightmare. This circle. Traffic there is unbelievable coming down there. It's cute, right up. So around the busy Arbroath Road, it's not too bad. So if it was like later on in the evening, I would have just went along the Kingsway because it's free flowing traffic, but because it's part of the A90 route, the main trunk route, it can be really busy at tea time. So I'm cutting through the city, going through Arbroath Road to save a wee bit of time. So I'm just passing Arbroath at the Eastern Cemetery on the right there. I've done a video of that as well. I actually done a midnight cruise video of that. A midnight cruise videos that I do when I go in the car and go for a cruise around Dundee, and I use the dash cam to record the forward motion, the forward view, when I'm driving. But I mute it, I don't put the sound from the dash cam on there, and I just add music or I'll add an audio or something. But that is a bit of a pain in the arse because I've got to sync up all the cameras, because I've got the show wearing going, then I've got to stop the dash cam, then I've got to pick up the, do the filming where I left off with this phone, and I've got to do the filming, and then once I've done that, then I've got to go back in the dash, record the driving, the forward view. What I'm seeing at the windscreen, basically the dash cam, and then I record that, and then I've got to then, if I'm going somewhere I've got to stop that, then I'm going to use the phone again, do the footage, and I've got to edit them, sync them all up so that it's all in line, so it's all in order. It takes ages, and then I've got to add music to it as well, because it's just bland without any music, you know, when I'm driving, because the microphone in the dash cam isn't great, it's muffled. And I just put the radio on sometimes when I'm doing that, but I can't have that playing because the copyright music. So I just add some of my own music into it. One of them, I think it was, I can't remember, it was a 4, maybe Midnight Cruiser 4 or something, the parts to them were quite long. And one of them was the Eastern Cemetery. I put the head torch on. So I drove there, got out, put the head torch on and went for a wander around the Eastern Cemetery in the small hours of the morning when it was dark. It was a bit of a ghost hunt, scary, but it was quite scary. Let's put it this way, I was on edge because it was I was on my own, it was dark in the cemetery. It was a bit spooky like that, but I wanted to make it sort of try and have the viewers getting a bit of a fright, because on some of them, the later Midnight Cruisers that I'd done, I put these frighteners up. So I was going along, walking along in the cemetery, filming with the camera in the dark, and then maybe put a boom, getting a lot of noise and pictures, special effects and that, you know, just to try and get you to jump out of your seat, because it was really quiet at that point, and suddenly bang, all the noise, and that's what I was trying to do, like, yeah. But it's probably just more annoying than anything else, but it was great fun making it. I was laughing when I was doing it. I thought, try and get you as a flag and put the volume right up on that music clip. Or sound clip, it wasn't really music, it was sound. Although there is music added to it as well. The earlier ones were, I think I actually just done a voice audio on the earlier ones where I had to sit and watch the playback of the dash cam. And at the same time I was watching it, I had the microphone on the phone that was talking through it, where I was going in the car, where I was at. So I was watching the film, the footage that I took it, and I was explaining to you where I was looking at, what it was you were going to see and hear. And it took ages, so I mean, I'm going to do them again, like, I just haven't had the time at the moment, but I'm just getting in for the it's dark nights anyway, but it's got to be after midnight, hence the name Midnight Cruiser. So I've got a few of them on my channel. If you type in Midnight Cruiser, you'll see the ones that I've done. You know, I think I've done about 6 or 7 or something. So it's just going to the Victoria Road at the moment. As I said, there's like a method where I could use my camera to record forward and rear view vision. That would be brilliant, because then I could show you where I'm at, and you'll also be, you know, I'll be able to tell you what, and explaining. You'll see me telling you what. So you'll be paying attention to what I'm saying. Well, you'll see me speaking now. That's the video, and you'll see where I'm going. But to do that, we need a two-way camera. I don't know how that would work. I mean, I couldn't really do it with both at the same time. You know, I'd have two cameras, one point forward, one point here, backwards. I'd have to press them both at the same time, but even then, it's still not accurate enough. I don't want it, but it'll still be out of sight, so it's just with the processing times and that. So I'm just coming down Victoria Road, passing the bottom of the hill town. There's 4 multi-stories left at the bottom. I mentioned that before in the other video, with the Wellgate shops heading on the left, and the library. It used to be called the Wellgate Steps before that was built. Wellgate Steps. So yep. So just getting along there. the other problem as well is if I put the camera up higher, if I lifted that one up higher to record, like, you know, the footage where we're going through, the difficulty there sometimes is it could get a little bit saturated with light. So if it's sun shining, it'll just completely drown out everything that's going on in here. Or if it's too much of a white light out there, it'll just drown everything out. You'll just see me anyway. Just like the back windscreen, it's just all white because it's been drowned out. I don't know how to adjust it all. I probably need a special camera and everything to edit all that, and I certainly don't have the money or the time to do all that. So as I say, I've just done it the easy way. I just stuck the phone there, press record, and away you go, kind of thing. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying my best to give you the pictures of what I'm doing on the channel, what I'm doing, and where I am. But yeah, just stuff that I want to show you. It's like it. I say I lived in Dundee all my life, so I know Dundee very well. But it's ironic really, because when I drive the buses, when they're on shift, and somebody, you know, asks me, you go to such and such, you know, they say the name of the street and everything, and like, unless it's the main road, I'm like, God, I'll be put on the spot right there and then. You know, when I get put on the spot and there's traffic whizzing, you know, it's starting blocking the road because I'm at a bus stop, there's traffic. Because some of the bus stops are put in the most peculiar places because they put bollards right across. So when you stop at the bus stop, the traffic stops as well. Why they do that, I don't know. I just don't see the point in it at all. It's really irritating because it puts pressure on me to get people on. Because when I stop to that stop, and loading people up, and you get wheelchairs, prams, people inquiring, they don't understand it, they're not listening to traffic, they're asking me where they want to go or a query. But I've stopped the whole road, the traffic, and I've got to, you know, stay calm and try and answer their query as best as I can. Meanwhile, traffic's backing up, getting frustrated, and then you get them passing each other, you get them pulling out, driving on the wrong side of the road to pass me. I mean, they put bollards opposite the bus stop. Why what's the point, you know? And then sometimes you get parked cars at the tail end, you can't get the bus to fit into the, you've got to get the front platform into the bus stop for loading and offloading for the passengers, especially disabled ones, wheelchairs and buggies and stuff. So the tail end, it's like 40-foot long bus, the tail end, because you get cars parked all over the place, and then the tail end's out in the traffic, and there's, you know, there can be narrow on the other side of the road, and traffic then can't get past and then stop. And people then want to come on and ask me where such and such is, and then just put on the spot again. And although I've lived here all my life, I know Dundee very well. Like, what the hell? Where is that again? Where the heck is that? And something's go blank. It's kind of remember the name, eh? And like, oh, this can be really stressful at times. But I try my best. But that's the thing, I know Dundee well, and I like to try and show you. I mean, people that live here in Dundee will know exactly where I am. But if this video could be going everywhere, it could be seen anywhere on the globe, and you won't know what Dundee's like. And I want to show you a bit about Dundee, so I try to do that. 15 minutes, I've recorded the whole journey. So yeah, another problem with the road system here. I mean, they do these things with the bus stops, but they're putting bollards opposite. Why they do that, I don't know. It seems a bit, it's really, whoever thought that out, obviously, you know, I don't think that they would be driving buses, because it's just a right pain in the neck, because you're stopped, and when you're stopped loading up and there's traffic waiting, imagine it's hindering traffic, it's impeding traffic, you've got emergency services and all sorts of things going on. And this, you know, bus stop right opposite the bollards. There's a lot of it, it's not just here, I've seen it in other places as well. I think they say it's some sort of traffic calming measure or something, but it's anything but calming. It bloody well makes you blooming, it doesn't calm you down, it rails you up, you know. What's the point? And they have these bits sticking out of the corners as well. You know, the jutty out bits, just like there, for instance, you're driving along, they've got a wide enough road here, you get blooming 4 buses abreast along this road, but they have these bloody islands sticking out, and when you stop there, because the bus stops are out in the middle, they have the bit of the road that comes out, the bus stops sticking out in the middle of the road, it's like an island, a wee jutty out bit. Yeah, of course you stop there and it just beats the traffic. You say it's something to do with traffic calming, but how can it be? It just makes drivers more impatient and overtaking big queues of traffic and everything. It certainly isn't calming traffic, it's making them more dangerous. So what's the point, you know, what's the point putting it there? But I find it really, it just gets on my nerves, you know, when they design it stupidly like that. In my opinion anyway. I don't know the logic of it, that's just my opinion. I said, whoever it was, I don't think they're a bus driver, whoever thought about that. But you're loading up, doing that. Actually, I'm not going to drive right to my house. I'm going to stop just a little bit short, well, a good bit short actually. I feel like a bit better doing that. The colours of the skies really nice. In fact, what I'll do is I'll you see like that there, right? We've got these, I'm going off the subject again here, but they've got these bloody rules, these new highway code rules where, just like in turning into that road, right, they're giving pedestrians the right of way. So, oh Christ, what, I've went on about this on my other videos. There's 2 videos I put on. I was actually just ranting because I was pissed off at the fact that they've come up with these stupid rules. You know, it's just bloody dangerous. But in my opinion, anyway, in my opinion. So I'm just saying what I thought of it. Anyway, and just actually right outside where the old Hillside Primary was, my old Hillside Primary School, that was bulldozed down in 2016. And not long, no, sorry, that was 2017 because they did Hillside. They done Minnesota High School first, then they done Hillside. Yeah, and just outside, there's the colours of the sky, by the way, before it's beautiful colours, like, yeah, amazing sunset. But that's Hillside Primary, that's where Hillside Primary School used to be. It's no longer there. And that big tower there, by the way, that's the water tower. That's the Minnesota water tower. I've done a video on that much earlier on. In fact, my earlier videos, the earliest videos, maybe the first 4 or 5 videos on my channel right at the start, I covered this area. So if you might want to have a look at that if you're interested. They've even got footage inside Hillside as well before they demolished it. And they've got footage inside Minnesota High School before they demolished that. That's earlier on my channel. In fact, they're the earliest ones on my channel. But in fact, I think it's the first 4 or 5 or something, really right at the start. So just scroll right to the start of the channel and you'll come across them. It's called Minnesota High School, my mini article. But yeah, I was trying to get the colours of the sky for you as well. It's just beautiful. Although there's a lot of bizarre stuff going on in the skies and the weather, it's still quite a colourful setup. You know, it's a colourful effect. So anyway, I'm going to round the video off. I've still got a bit to do yet. Should have been there. I better get going. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. See what else I put up. In fact, I'm be picking my mates up later from shopping. I don't know if they'll want to come in the next series of this in-car thing. That'll be a full car load. I'll ask them and see. I don't know if they will or not, but I'm picking them up for Tesco Riverside and we're going along to the Fife chipper. I might get footage of that for you as well, for my tea. It's a lovely chipper. See what happens. I'm not going to film anybody less. You know, if I don't want to be filmed, I can't do it. But I'll ask them first and see what's what. But anyway, I'll better get shooting off. Right, see what else I put up. Just keep a check on my channel and catch you later on. Okay, bye for now. Bye.